Okay, so I am going to read my paper. Um, I start off with classroom management and discipline. A teacher's classroom management defines their ability to direct, organize, and facilitate the learning environment in the classroom setting. It also outlines the kinds of instruction that will be reinforced in the classroom to have their students motivated and engaged. It is essential for students to learn how to work in their academic task and social skills in order to demonstrate their understanding. As a teacher, my classroom environment will consist of creating and implementing the physical and cognitive space by applying motivation and student expectations, culturally responsiveness and parent-guardian roles, and the learning environment. Teachers play an important role in establishing a motivation environment in the classroom. If a teacher fails to capture the student's motivation, it may result in limited success and inappropriate behavior during a learning sequence. Beginning quote. Understanding the link between student motivation and classroom behaviors are related to poor teaching practices, the failure to make the curriculum meaningful to students, or a threatening classroom environment. End of quote. Savage, page 46. Teachers must discover their students' motivation and relate it to the educational tasks in order for them to achieve success. Once the student understands how the task and their interests are connected, it motivates them to value their work. Another way teachers encourage their students is by using praise when students have completed an assignment correctly. Thus, it also underlines students' expectations in the classroom, which is also important for the teacher to provide guidance that indicates how success can be measured. As educators, we have to understand that culture plays an important factor in management and discipline in our classrooms. Teachers must embrace a culturally supported classroom where students have different languages, cultures, and life experiences. Students whose home values are different from school values may become problematic to establish appropriate behavior in the classroom. To further understand the student's culture, there must be communication with the guardians or parents of the student to establish the parent's role. Also state the values of the home and school so that the student is not placed in a position where the child has to choose one system over another. The parents establish a partnership with the teacher in order to guide the student to success. It is known that some parents feel apprehensive when they are contacted by their child's teacher. This is because they are usually contacted when it's usually bad news. In order for the parent to establish a partnership, the teacher must also make phone calls when the student has done well in school. Doing so will help build a positive parent-teacher relationship. Once the teacher has contacted the parents and established some sort of relationship, the next thing that needs to be looked into is examining the student's self-esteem and self-importance, accomplishments, independence, or self-reliance. Once the information has been collected, the teacher must acknowledge students' differences, validate their cultural identity, educate students about diversity, and promote equality and mutual respect among students. These attributes are important in the classroom because it helps communicate and receive information from students and teachers to promote a positive environment where the student can be successful. Lastly, the learning environment can promote learning and prevent distractions in the classroom. There are several points that teachers must keep in mind when developing the right arrangement for their class. To name a few, the size and shape of the room, location of doors and windows, and the movement of students with that space, where the activities will be held, and finally, how the teacher can actively monitor their students. Teachers' monitoring is essential due to watching students' behavior, intervening to correct inappropriate behavior before it worsens, and to also assist students if they need assistance or need to be corrected, or simply to be encouraged. Classroom arrangement of desks must serve to the curriculum and learning. Cramped desks can cause a distraction among students. If the teacher wants the students to learn in collaborative learning, then putting them in groups will enhance conversations. If teacher does not want to have students interact with each other, aligning desks and rows will diminish the interactions between students. Establishing a specific place for students to do their activities also prevents distractions and creates smooth transitions. In conclusion, it is important that as a teacher, we provide a good environment where students feels valued for their work, feels comfortable in a diverse classroom, and want to give their best effort because the instruction was intertwined with students' interests and educational tasks. Maintaining a good learning environment in the classroom includes a careful attention to group dynamics, individual student needs, and clear communication that must take place between teacher and parents to make a difference in their lives of their children.